Ghanatube so for open some ahudo ATR. Now with the action here said the latest, the happenings, the shocks, the happy ones and all that was for Nina Ghanatube so and I was Ebeka. It's personal young wasted time Bibiano. It was for Dimechi. Nanya a war on young Goti and Bra.
Look, what I have to say is this. If you remember, I was here on this platform when the first petition was brought against the Chief Justice. And I'm going to say it again. It's a foregone conclusion. It's done. The Chief Justice is gone. There will be a new Chief Justice, let me say, by the end of the year. It's gone. It's complete.
I don't understand. You spoke to
the process,
to the committee.
I'm just saying that the process, watching all the leaflets and watching everything going on, this Chief Justice is gone. She's out. She's not going back to her office. Maybe she's going to be just to pack her things if she didn't pack all of them. But as the Chief Justice, it's done. It's finished. Oderana is gone, complete. She's not coming back as a Chief Justice. One of the first things is that, unfortunately, something tells me deep down, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana didn't want to go down this path. What deep down I believe that this Chief Justice has become a victim of circumstances.
I don't understand.
She is a means to an end. The end is to get rid of the EC boss and all her deputies.
Who told you that?
Again, I'm reading the political leaflets. You said I'm a political scientist, so I observe, I watch, I analyze, I say these things. So that's the means. Now, there are hawks in every political party has what we call hawks and maybe doves. And then you have those in the middle. The hawks want everything extreme, the doves are and then the those in the middle. I want to believe that in this debate on these particular issues, the hawks within the NDC and the government have won. And they've been able to convince the president. They've won. Because I don't think that His Excellency the President will want a removal of a Chief Justice to be part of his record. He's done so much for the governance of this country. He has been on all arms of this government. From I hear him, he was once an assemblyman all the way to MP.
Not that you hear, he was.
Oh, he was. So what I'm saying is that he has invested a lot of his adult life in the governance of this country, and I don't think this is what he wants to be the main thing right now. If you look at the amount of space, and if you look at the amount that have been discussed on this, I don't think this is what he wants. So personally, I want to believe that the Hawks have won him over, and that the process is that it is a means to an end, and that the end here is that get this one. So this woman genuinely, the Chief Justice, doesn't deserve this. But then again, it's politics. Everything here, everything we are trying to see about going to court and about coming to no, that is politics in action. Right there is politics, because you are seeing that the weaponization of the legal process to achieve a political objective. That is what is happening.
What do you mean by weaponization? There were suits that were put before the president.
Yes.
And based on what the Constitution indicates, and petition, and then the precedent that has been set by his predecessors, he just did the same.
Look, I'm saying good. Yes. Again, I'm saying that fortunately,
because the president in the matter of Charlotte Osei just also said he was a conveyor belt. That's
the next point.
So John Dramani Mahama, I perceive, was just a conveyor belt.
That you actually lead me to where I was going with this. The whole argument seems to be this. If you watch it now and you watch carefully, it's like blah 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 Charlotte Osei, blah 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 Charlotte Osei, blah 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 Charlotte Osei. Charlotte Osei was removed, so this one has to be removed. Blah 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 Charlotte Osei has been removed. So it made it look like there is no other defense that once that has happened is going to be. In public policy analysis, we call it path dependency. There's a theory called path dependency theory that says that confronted with any problem, policymakers look to the past. That history matters. They see what happens. That whenever they have to look at this, Pearson and Komogen have said that, look, you have to look at that mostly, especially when it's a challenging issue. It has never happened before until Charlotte Osei happens. And once that happens, a Pandora's box has now been opened. And that Pandora's box is that because Charlotte Osei was removed, precisely because those processes were invoked to remove her, this woman too has gone.
Before Charlotte Osei, there was the commissioner for the.
You are just confirming what I'm saying. You are just confirming what I'm saying. You are just confirming the theory. Yes, you are just confirming what I'm saying.
System of the political environment. Aren't actions taken by duty bearers based on precedents and past events, as well as what the tenets of the law do indicate?
And I've just told you that we studied that when we call path dependency.
So why do you say it is politics?
But But that is politics. The decision to do, look.
You mean the decision to remove Charlotte Osei was political?
It was political.
Okay.
The decision to remove that one is political because ultimately.
So does it mean that it was premeditated?
What I'm saying, of course, you didn't just wake up and remove her. Somebody sent a petition, you looked at it, you premeditated, and then you remove her.
So it was premeditated?
No, you send a petition, I read the petition, then I act on it. I've premeditated on it. I don't know what you are premeditating.
So was it premeditated? The decision to remove Charlotte Osei.
Define premeditation. What do you mean? I don't know. Somebody sends a report.
What do you think premeditation?
I don't know. That's why
For English, it means preconceived.
Yes, it was
preconceived?
The moment you send a petition to somebody.
To ask you a specific question.
My answer is that the moment you send a petition, when you send a petition,
removing such
petitions are not
organs of state.
Roland, petitions are not
premeditated.
Petitions are not sent by accident. You don't accidentally say, oops, I've sent a petition to Solomon. No, you premeditated it. So you want the woman to move, then you send a petition. You have ever heard about accidental petition? I've never heard about it. So once you've sent a petition, it means you're premeditating that the person should be removed. And then the final decision, so for me, that is what happens. The woman, it is done to go. And then it says, this path dependency, the fact that history matters, and the fact that policymakers must look for the point of least resistance, that is to quote history to justify what they are doing, will now become one of the biggest issues or concerns with the second coming of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Because you can justify both quantitatively and qualitatively that Charlotte Osei, yes, and the Shira woman, yes, they did not occupy a separate and equal arm of government. Charlotte Osei was part of the bureaucracy of the central government, central administration. Shiraj was a part of that central government. This is the first time under this constitution that somebody who belongs to an equal, separate arm of government has been removed. Also historical. Two different things. As I said, quantitatively you can be the same, but we can go into the qualitative aspect. Since 1992 up to this stage, not Jerry John Rawlings, not Kufuor, not Professor Mills, may he so rest in perfect peace, not Kufuor, has removed an equal and separate member arm of the government. This is the first time, and it's going now into history. But
she hasn't been removed, she's been suspended. So I want
again, if you follow my, I'm saying that is a done deal. If she's not done, I'll come here and I'll apologize. I'm saying she'll go. She's gone.
Okay.
This is the problem about touching that arm of government. If you want to touch the Speaker of Government or the Speaker of Parliament, it's okay. It's politics, because the Speaker of Parliament has what? Let me say, foot soldiers, political foot soldiers who can rise up and defend him. The Speaker of Parliament has one of the biggest platforms to defend himself. If you want to touch him, you want to touch that arm.
Sato, aren't you indicting your argument?
Which is?
You're a political scientist,
Yes.
a distinguished one. You say for an independent arm of government, like the judiciary, touching or petitioning the president, which leads into processes of her removal or his removal, should not be done.
I didn't say that.
But then
I didn't say it shouldn't be done.
But then
I didn't say it shouldn't be done.
But then you say that for the Speaker of Parliament, who also is a leader or head of one of the organs of government, because that person is a politically exposed person, it is right.
No, I didn't say that too.
Then what
I'm saying that they are different. Good. So let me make the point. If you want to touch, there are three equal and separate arms of government: judiciary, executive, legislature. The judiciary, the executive and the legislature are political by nature. And so they have political parties to rise up, defend, and support them. They have political constituencies whose main objective is to rise up and defend them. The judiciary is the only arm of this equal separate government that does not have this reservoir of people to get out there and defend them and protect them. The judiciary is the only people who do not have voted constituencies to go out there, rise up and defend them. So in other words, the judiciary is the only arm of this government or this equal arm of government that do not have politicians, political people who can go on air and defend them. So there are certain ducks that can be taken. When you do this, and this has become, as I said, it is going to start a roller coaster. And I'm telling you, this is not the last time a Chief Justice is going to be removed. So my hope and prayer is that the Constitutional Review Committee better takes another look at it.
You have a minute.
The Constitutional Review Committee should better take a look at this, because if not, we are going to go into a vicious cycle so much so that any Chief Justice appointed should just know that once the president is leaving, they should pack their things. Because we're learning from history and learning from path dependency theory. It tells us that past events do affect the nature, and when confronted with such challenges, politicians and policymakers tend to look to the history. we should be able, the Constitutional Review Committee then has a choice to prevent this from happening in the future. By one, probably limiting the number of Supreme Court justices we can have. By saying that no, we shouldn't make it a free-for-all buffet for every president to just do whatever they want when it comes to that. They can do that. Two, by making it a little bit more difficult to remove a chief justice than the current system. I have always thought that it will be difficult to remove a chief justice. I've always thought that. I've always thought the process is so tedious, so difficult that no president will want to invest so much energy and power. But what is happening, I just told me that it's not. It's a very simple thing. Very simple. Petition, pam, 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 and it comes. I think we should find a way.
How is it pam, pam, pam? The thing has gone through process. It's pam, pam, pam. The
processes are pam, pam. That's what I'm saying. Okay. It's going to take less than 4 months to remove a chief justice from office.
But how do you want it to take 4 years?
No, I want it to be more. To be difficult, more difficult.
But it is difficult.
It's not.
That's why you petition, you go to the Council of State, you come.
You're right. I'm saying that the Council of State is inherently a politically biased institution. Okay. Most of them appointed by. So you see, that's what I'm saying. If you look at the political process,
they've always been elected.
Some of them, some of them appointed. The 16, the 16 of them. But currently, if you look at them, most of them are politically exposed to. My point is that body is politically biased
towards a ruling government.
Towards a ruling government. I'm not saying towards towards an incumbent. So what you don't have is that somebody who is by look. Imagine that somebody that decides something. You are going to bring a new justice. Imagine every month we receive a petition to remove the new justice, chief justice that will come. Just imagine somebody decide that I'm going to be naughty. I'm going to be frivolous. Every month he's going to send a petition to the president to get the new chief justice removed. You see what is going to happen here? So I'm saying that this is a done deal. It's gone. It's completely there's no coming back for the chief justice. But going forward, the Constitutional Review Committee has a lot of work to do to make sure that we don't continue going through this vicious, opaque cycle.
Okay.
I was having a master pass and would image the Cotier and send a buy. Now the comment me our comment section. I met pray I can Nina Eddie Amo. I had a Ghanatube for the story as usual. I was here for my crown.